Hello, couch co-opers, couch potatoes, and couch codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, and I'm Ian. I got Jared, I got Dave, and I got Aaron here on the couch with me tonight.
What's up, everybody?
Woo! It's a tall boy 4-pack.
That's right.
Like Aaron has. He's got like a Vortex 4-pack, right?
That's right. I've been craving it for like a month, and I finally got a hold of some. So
There you go. How's everybody doing this evening, Sunday night?
Doing great. The first day of autumn.
Good.
Autumn.
That's right.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It is today, the 22nd.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All
It's only
week we're
80
not-
degrees today.
That's
Did it get that
nice.
hot? I thought it was like 76 up here.
It's gonna get 90 this week.
Uh,
Yeah,
I think it might hit 90, so.
Way to boil it down there.
yeah. Happy.
That's for a day, and it, like on my thing, it's
Yeah,
only
I know.
saying in Vancouver, it's saying 86. So you guys
Yeah.
are wusses.
It's the September equinox.
Cool. Well, we are here. We're the Couch Co-op Show. We are a video game podcast. I'm sure all of our fucking regular listeners know who we are. If you're new, we talk about video games. You can find our podcast on all the major platforms. You can also find us on youtube.com/milkmanpictures, where you can watch our pretty faces talk about video games.
That's right.
It was a nice relaxing day for me today. I just kind of did nothing. I played some more Star Wars Outlaws. I hung outside, drank beer with the dog. I did some yard work, and just a pleasant day.
I thought about doing yard work.
Oh, we thought about it.
I thought about it.
That's a lot of work.
That's about as far as I made it.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess to kick it off, we'll kick it off like we always do, and we'll ask Jared what happened today in this day in gaming history.
Today in gaming history, several game releases that most of us maybe have played. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis came out in Japan back in 1999. Happy 25th anniversary, Resident Evil 3. Holy cow. I didn't play many of these games. The Ultimate Spider-Man for the GameCube, PS2, Xbox, PC. 19 years. I don't know much about that one. Aaron played a lot of Spider-Man games, probably.
I know about this game.
Yeah?
I know about it, but I never really played
You probably
it.
own it.
I do not have. This is a hard one to come by. I would
Okay.
like to own it. It's Ultimate Spider-Man, which is a variant. It's like a alternate. It's not like it's like a not a mainline Spider-Man comic. It's like a alternate, and then it got really big. And the game is obviously based off that comic line. And I've been trying to find a copy on PS2, but it's a hard one to come by.
Alas, yeah. Okay, cool. Collector's
Sounds
item.
like Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Next weekend, not going. Fuck those
yeah.
guys. All right.
And
Not either.
15 years ago, the non-Master Chief Halo came out. Halo 3 ODST.
There you go.
Yeah. The start of Final Fantasy 14
Yep.
Online. Not Reborn,
The
but
original.
that was 14 years ago in 2010.
Oh, the original.
Back on PC.
That's
yeah.
wild.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
All right.
Realm
all right.
Reborn.
And Dave probably knows a little more about this, but back in 1980, Paul Allen of Microsoft starts the contact between him and Rod Brock of Seattle Computer Products, which is where DOS came from.
MS-DOS.
Oh my goodness.
This is where the conversations began to kind of make the empire that Microsoft is today.
You missed one other one that I played a lot of was Rome Total War. Came out in 2004.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking about putting that one on for you. I wasn't quite sure.
I used to play those games, the Total War games. I remember that one specifically because there was a program in the UK called Time Commanders, where they had like two teams and they used that to generate the graphics and replayed famous battles from history. Which is
That's
kinda
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
I think Richard
I've
Hammond
heard of that
hosted
game.
it for some of it.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Yeah.
Hammond.
He hosted this season.
Hamster!
Hammond.
That's cool.
Oh.
Damn, I didn't realize
Yeah.
you were into those Total War games, Dave. That's crazy.
I haven't played one for ages. I haven't played one probably since that one, but I used to play a lot of that one. And then what was the one before it? That was medieval. I can't remember. I can't remember now.
Age of Empires.
No, I never played the Age of Empires. It was a Total War game.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I played Shogun Total War a little as well. But
Yeah. It's cool.
don't-
Yeah, I never
But
got
that's-
into that genre.
That's like but that's kind of like Command and Conquer, right? Those type of games, or no? More like
except with
Civ?
free. Yeah, it was like 3D, and rather than controlling individuals, you controlled like a group of horsemen or cannons or whatever.
Command and
depending on what
Conquer.
you were doing. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Or StarCraft,
And
I
that
guess.
that TV show was part of what got me into the game, if that makes sense, because it was kind of cool seeing, because they talked a lot about how the actual battle was won and how things happened in the real battle and
Wait, there was a
the
show?
strategy they used.
Huh.
Yeah, the Time Commanders show.
Oh,
With,
never heard of
That's
it.
cool.
No idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
But they just used it was a BBC show, and they used the Rome Total War game, provide the graphics to recreate these battles,
Interesting.
Oh.
All right.
and then also to be able to play them in the in a way that they weren't fought.
Cool.
So,
Cool. Anything else, Jared?
That's it.
That's
I-
it.
Well, so in chat, Nick mentioned, why don't you just do for the day? What if we make it to next year and you just won't have any games to talk about? So I'm now starting to only do it for this specific day we're recording.
What I
on.
took that as, Jared, is that you need to dive deeper and find birthdays and awards won on games and
Of course. Look up some
death-
old magazine articles.
death of developers. You gotta do deeper.
Look up the obituaries.
Nick is saying look for deeper research. Don't broaden.
Work
deepen.
harder.
Yeah, work harder. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah,
Oh.
work harder for nothing.
Look who's not here tonight. Anyway, no.
Yeah. Oh.
Aww.
Wah,
Anyway,
wah.
that is today in gaming history. Thank you, Jared.
Ooh.
As we move on, since Nick's not here, we will not have a beer battle, but that doesn't mean Dave hopefully has played a demo of some sort that he can talk about and enlighten us and share with us and tell us how awesome or not awesome it is. And by try die, Dr. Demo, what do you have for us?
so I played a game called Goman Stuck in a Vichy Hell.
Wait, what?
Is that the Goemon? Or G-O-E-M-O-N?
Or maybe Goemon. Yeah, I don't know how you say it.
Goemon.
It's a side-scrolling battle game,
Huh.
and I liked the way it started. And I didn't even complete the demo because I just couldn't be bothered learning the control system. It reminded me of that game we played that they gave us for free, where you got older, as the game went on. What was that one? And it was about learning combos and fighting your way through stuff.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was
There's
free
so
on
many.
PlayStation Plus.
Learning.
Like Rogue Legacy.
No.
No,
Recently?
Ian knows. Yeah, well, in the last. You and Mappy Man played a lot of it, I think.
No, it's the
remember.
fighting one, the kung fu one.
Yeah, the Kung Fu one, yeah. What is
It's
that?
like a name for a sensei, but not. We got it. It's PS4, PS5 game.
Sifu?
Sifu, yes.
Sifu, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of like Sifu, but more with like swords. So there was a lot of like blocking and stuff. Graphics were pretty good. It's actually not out as a game yet, I don't believe. It's just a demo.
Ah.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Yeah. It just wasn't really what I was looking for at the time. If you like those kind of games, I could see someone enjoying it. There's a lot of like remembering combos and timing the block and that kind of stuff, you know. And like I say, I
Sounds
didn't
like it could
particularly-
start out frustratingly.
Yeah, I didn't particularly enjoy Sifu, and so I can imagine that like if you enjoyed Sifu, you might enjoy this, but that was not the game for me. So,
Oh, okay.
So it's not like Urban Rain with the combos
No.
and the.
no, it's very like one-on-one kind of thing, scrolling along. It's like 2D with 3D graphics, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
So, but I mean, it was pretty decent looking game, and it looked like it had a lot of depth. I just it wasn't my style. So,
Yeah. It's all right.
But yeah,
you don't
available
have
on
to like them all.
available on Steam and PlayStation for those that wish.
Nice.
On Steam.
So it's not a try from Dave.
It's a try if you like seafood. I mean, I would definitely say it
Definitely
might
not a
be-
die.
Is it a? All right, okay. I would like from the horse's mouth, like no.
Nah, I wouldn't try it again, but
See,
So,
there you go.
nay.
Nay, nay,
Yeah.
from the horse's mouth.
no.
Like a whinny.
That's what I'm looking for. That.
Nay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. All right, there you go. Cool. Thank you, Dave. So yes, we're going to move on now to I guess just talking about some games. I guess Jared and I are gonna kind of give our final reviews of a couple games since we didn't talk about them. We didn't talk about Astrobot last week, and I just beat Star Wars Outlaws this week. So we'll do a couple quick kind of wrap up reviews of our final verdicts of those games, and then we'll just kind of get general video game talk, and then see where it goes from there. So. Jared, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? What do you want?
Yeah, go for it. I haven't heard much about Star Wars. You haven't talked about Star Wars much.
I did a whole episode. Jared, were you not here for that one? Did you not listen to that episode? Okay.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think you
you
were. I think he doesn't. I think it was just like I think it was Dave and Nick and I.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I beat Star Wars Outlaws the other day, and woo! Yes, beatless, baby. I think my initial preview, I was giving it about an 8. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it between a 7.5 to an 8. Maybe it's somewhere. It exists in there. The game is a lot of fun when it's not getting in the way of itself. There is a lot of stuff that sometimes happens where the game gets in the way, like the mechanics get in the way of itself, and you are upset and you are fighting them, and it's like, stop doing this. Let me just play the video game. Let me just play the video game that you've given me and stop doing this other stupid shit. So
Yeah, I just want to have fun.
yeah, I just want to have fun.
Let me do my thing.
Yeah. So it does get in the way of itself once in a while. But towards the end, man, it was a kind of a lukewarm beginning for the story and characters, but towards the end, I really fell in love with the characters, and the story kind of really paid off for me. Really enjoyed that. I would really love to see a sequel with these characters. That's not going to happen because of the way the game is kind of being... like it's not being reviewed super positively. It's not being people are kind of all over the place on it. I don't see it getting a sequel, but man,
Has it sold well?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably.
It's probably sold fine. It's probably sold
Yeah.
fine, but I don't see
Probably
it.
not if
I
you
don't.
want
I
a
don't see
sequel.
it getting a sequel, which is too bad because man, I would really like to see the sequel that they would make for this game.
It's got good enough bones that
yeah.
they could really, if they fixed a few things, they could make a really great game out of it.
It's also got. It doesn't really affect in the beginning half, but towards the end of the half, it does have some Mass Effect like kind of stuff that kind of plays out. That I was kind of like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. like I said, I really like the characters. It's just there's just some stupid shit that'll happen, and you're like, fucking stop this, stop doing this to me, and let me just play it the way I want to play it. And once that shit goes away, then you're playing it, and it's like it's fine. It's just the game gets in the way of itself. It like its fat cock drops down, you trip over it, and it's just like, I didn't need to trip over a fat cock right now. I just wanted to keep playing the video game, you know? It's just like, come on, can we stop with this shit? Like that should be the pull quote. Man, it's a great game until you trip over that fat cock. Star Wars Outlaws. No, I think I really enjoy the game. I like the characters. I beat it yesterday, but today I spent another 4 hours just kind of playing the game because now I'm just in the world. Like it does the Star Wars world like no other game does. 100%. If you just want to be in the Star Wars world and do Star Wars, like there's no Jedi. It's like Jedi are a thing that you don't even know exist.
Yeah.
You have no concept of what that is in this world. You are just a normal person making your way in the world. You know the Empire exists. They're assholes. There's different crime syndicates, and that's your life. That's your world. So like there's no Jedi. I'll say that in quotes, Jedi, because someone does make a cameo, but it's not a Jedi. But
of course.
But and even the person that does make an appearance that's not a Jedi, it's seriously just a cameo. You don't fight that person or anything. It's like you are so far removed from that whole magic world of Star Wars.
From the Force, yeah.
From the Force. Yeah, you are just a smuggler, a thief. You have your crew, you're doing a heist, you're doing your shit. And that's what's cool about the game. So when you play the game, you're awesome. In it. And then so that was the cool thing about today after I had beaten the game, then I was just this person existing in this world, doing things, stealing, whatever I was doing, it was just like, yeah, this is what I want. I just want to exist in this world and be this kind of character. And then I think what's cool, and I didn't really take enough time in the beginning to really focus on it, but the reputation thing where you work for, there's like 5 different syndicates that you work for, and your reputation fluctuates between terrible and excellent. Well, a good thing to know is if you're going to play this game, if you get those factions' reputation up to excellent, when you're working on certain missions, it makes your life working on those missions so much easier. Because if you have a mission in their territory, they're not going to attack you. You can fast travel to that territory, but if it's bad to terrible, you can't fast travel because that fast travel is locked down. And then they're going to fucking unload on you. So it's just like very kind of a smart way to have like fast travel being usable or not. Or, it's just kind of this different idea. There's some ideas in here that I think are awesome. And it's like, it's cool. So like, if you're like, you're shaking one hand and they're shaking your hand and, then you can use it. But if you're not, then you can then you can betray them too. That's the other thing. Like, maybe you have one at excellent and one at terrible, and you like do a mission and like one's like, well, we're going to give you we're going to give you this amount of money, but it's going to give you this much, 1,000 reputation, but you could backstab them and you'll get like same amount of money, but you'll get 1,500 reputation on this other side. It was like, well, I can afford to let them go from excellent to good, and I get this terrible, up to like poor or something. It's just kind of like a fun thing. And when you're thinking about missions, it's like
balancing the scales.
It's cool, and that's kind of that kind of classic Mass Effect relationship thing, but it's renegade, but it's like through different. Yeah, it's kind of the same kind of thing. It works the same way. And in the main story game, there is a payoff for that. So if you do get them all excellent versus them all bad, there's a thing that happens at the end that is kind of can be beneficial. Anyway, I really enjoyed the game. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna say it's a solid 8 if you're a Star Wars fan. If you're not a Star Wars fan, I'm going to say it's probably like a 7. Like, like it really works on me for Star Wars. Like there's really moments where I'm just like running around and just like you're just walking around and it's like holy shit, this is just, it's so fucking Star Wars. Just chill and like things and stuff and you're doing stuff and there's like Imperial people just like I don't know. Really works. If you're not a Star Wars fan, it's probably not something you really want to deal with. It's probably a 7. But I think it's a really good game. I like the story. I really like how the story pays off at the end. I really it wasn't too long. You can make it as long as you want depending on how the side quests, but I feel like just kind of playing it and how it kind of doled out perfect amount of time, and then there's still a bunch of content that I could go back. I'm gonna maybe try to platinum it. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not like super. I don't feel like I need to, but like I'm really having a good time just kind of being a smuggler in this world. I think it looks great. I had it crash on me a couple times, just randomly. But that was like when I first bought it. I think I've had like a patch since then, and I haven't had it do anything weird. This is interesting. I would say I played the majority of it in Portal upstairs.
Nice.
Just I can hang out with Bryn, or in the morning I was just playing it. So I did play a lot of it in Portal, which it was great on that for that. I don't know. I really liked the game. I think I put ultimately 30 plus hours into it. So far,
Do you enjoy the story?
I really like the story. I mean, I did at first. It's kind of slow, but at the end, I just really enjoyed it. It didn't go how I thought it was going to go. It went to a different place a little bit, and I was just kind of like, oh, interesting. What an interesting choice.
So it wasn't obvious. It wasn't an obvious story.
Well, it was obvious on one side, but then how it wrapped up that kind of arc and how I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I dig that. I respect that, and that's kind of why I want to see more. That's why I want to see that's really why I want to see a sequel to the game. But because I would like to see what they do with these characters. But really enjoyed it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it because Ubisoft supports their games for a long time, so it'll be interesting if they stick to it. I mean, they probably will. I mean, that's a big license for them.
It is. I just don't know if they'll actually do I mean, doing some DLC is one thing. I just don't know if they'll do a proper sequel.
Yeah, of course.
But really enjoyed it. But like I said, it's like it's an 8 if you're into Star Wars. It's probably a 7 if you're not. So that's where I'm at.
Great.
All right, Jared, give us the final rundown on Astrobot. Game of the year or not?
It's up there. Yeah, absolutely. If you like platformers, this is one of the best platformers ever because platformers are all about the feel. And everything about this game feels so good. Not just because of the haptics on the PS5 controller, the DualSense, but it just feels good to play. It's simple enough to where there's pretty much just jump, punch, and do your laser jump, your double jump. It's pretty simplistic that way, but what they do is very, very nice. And every level has a different power-up, sometimes it's more than one power-up. Only disappointing part about the power-ups is some of them you only get to use once. And I want more. I'm excited to see what they do because they have announced they're going to add some extra content, like they added the speedruns and stuff like that in Astro's Playroom. So I'm looking super forward to that. And I'm very excited to see where they go because I have the feeling that this team just has a crazy amount of ideas. There's so many ideas, unique things that you get to do in this game that just look really great. I mean, I don't even really need to talk about the graphics. I mean, everybody probably played Astro's Playroom. it's a slight improvement over that, I'd say. With all the different bots of all the well, not all, but many of the PlayStation icon characters, where they got their start, including like Resident Evil characters and stuff like that. It goes
Nice.
even back to Jumping Flash, one of the first 3D platformers. He's kind of in everything, like PlayStation stars. It's kind of cool to see Jumping Flash jumping around in this too. I'm probably the only one that is listening to this whole podcast that has ever played a Jumping Flash game, but
Jumping who?
yeah, what?
Yeah,
A
what?
weird rabbit thing that jumps.
I have
Yeah,
a question.
but,
I have a question, Jared. So some of the criticisms, and I'm curious what your take is on it, that the enemy types are the weakest part. The designs and the enemies are the weakest part of this game. Like they're fine, they're fun to play against, but like the game having all these other kind of like cameos from bot characters, like why couldn't have the enemies in this game been a little more impressive?
well, I could see that. I mean, bring in the enemies from other games and stuff like that. I mean, I could see that. That'd be interesting. The enemy variety is more than Astro's Playroom had.
Okay.
And each level, they might have like a different skin to be themed with the environment you're in. So it changes up in that way. But in the end, it is pretty much the same enemies from the first one with a few additions. And maybe different ways to defeat them and things like that. There's some like challenge levels where there's like really big pixelated ones and you have to do special big attacks or more attacks on them to blast their heart away from the center and make them blow up. And I mean, the variety in enemy styles is lacking, but I mean that I don't know. Like again, it's a platformer, so like what? I guess if you're comparing it to Mario, you have the same few enemies every game. Like I don't know. That's not really what I think about when I'm playing a platformer. It's a bunch like 400 enemy types.
Right.
But I see, talking about, all the stars of PlayStation. But yeah, villains would be cool. I didn't even think of like having the villains from some of these games.
I guess
in
they
them.
just thought that the villains were so generic, even though the boss battles are fun. That it's like they could have like made them, because like I think in Astro's Playroom, you fight the T-Rex from I don't know what that game is.
It was the T-Rex was actually the original demo that was shown about the 3D rendering that the PlayStation could do.
See, and there were no references like that in like they're just random snake boss or whatever boss.
Yeah, the bosses were no reference to any of the games in PlayStation's history. That's right. Now that I'm thinking of that, that would have been really cool. Maybe that's an idea they'll take forward into sequels or something like that. I would like to see that, yes.
It's a game I really want to play. I just don't know when I'm going to get to it.
Yeah, I get that.
Games.
I know I'm probably the only one that's going to buy it. If any of you like platformers, this is absolutely the platformer that you would want to buy. I got the platinum in it. The challenge levels that you get through later are behemoths. They're tough. It definitely tested my platforming skills in the game, and I really enjoyed that. And my daughters now are asking me to help them from time to time. My oldest one is working on the very final challenge level, which is a gauntlet of all the different types of challenge levels combined. So she's been fighting through that the last 2 days trying to beat it. So she's even loving it. Like kids, my 5-year-old has difficulties on some of the stuff, but she's made it through a good chunk of the game. My 10-year-old's just been crushing it. She's got almost all the bots. She has all the puzzle pieces except for she has all the puzzle pieces. So she's going for it.
So if you had to give a number, like I gave Star Wars like an 8, what would you give Astrobot?
It's hard to give a game a perfect 10. So like I don't see giving it a perfect 10, but it's probably like a 9.5, something like that. Because I don't know. There's
High praise though.
well, I
Yeah,
think
still like
like
game of the year.
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. But it's funny because at nighttime when I was playing it, I felt bad for playing it with headphones. While it sounds amazing in headphones and the surround sound is top notch, you miss out on the speaker sounds on your controller.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
those are like way good. Like everything about it's just
Well,
so
because that
well
also
done.
that also accentuates the movement of like say Astrobot's feet when he's like
Yeah.
walking. If you
Yeah,
ever
and
like it, like you feel the feet walking when he's playing, but like that little slight little tap of his feet through the speaker adds this like other level of
It
like
does.
it's like ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
it really makes the game feel like more alive. It's one of the craziest things. If you have not played just Astro's Playroom, the free PS5 version, yeah,
It's worth your time.
It's worth your time. It's an easy
Absolutely.
platform, platinum, but it's a lot of fun. And then this new game is just on another level. So,
But in between play sessions, you better charge your controllers. This thing is abusive on your controller batteries.
that's
Jeez.
funny too, because like I think when we first talked about my Portal, and we were like, "Oh, how much time can you get on it?" And it's like, I don't know. I think I said something stupid like 2 hours or something like that. I honestly, the last few days, like I can get 4 hours of play on like Star
Nice.
Wars, like so it's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
so like
that's
I
great.
was just saying in a kind of like a meh, like, oh, I think it's about 2 hours, but like in an actual like playing this, like, oh yeah, I can play this game for like 4 hours, and then I gotta go charge it. I take a break, recharge it for 2 hours, and then come back. It's like
Yeah, because it fast charges. So I
oh,
mean,
it fast
doesn't
charge
take
is
long
crazy.
to-
Yeah, it doesn't take long, and then like, but it's kind of wild that I can play this like super high res game for 4 hours on this controller on my couch, and and I don't know. Anyway, this is not a Portal
Yeah.
review, but
But but back on like you guys know how much I love the music in the first one. This one has a lot of the songs remixed. There's tons of new music, and Ian's adoring himself. But yeah, the music is one of my favorite aspects of the game. It's just so fun to listen to.
And
Even
now
in
we
like the
got
hub world, it's
chain
such
reaction
chill
happening
music.
here.
Yeah, Ian's having a good old time with himself.
Well, you saw Dave over there going.
you missed Dave.
I saw him.
Mhm.
Like a chain
Too late. You've
reaction
seen
happening.
everything.
Astrobot, baby.
Astro Bot, give me more, please.
You're gonna
I'm
get
not talking
more.
to you, Ian.
You're gonna get more. You're gonna get
Yes.
more. A little bit. I mean, we'll see what you get, but we'll see what that DLC is.
Yeah, I mean they in the credits they may have hinted towards something else, so I'm curious what that's going to be.
All right,
when
that's-
you beat the game, the credits. Well, actually, the whole end mission is super rad, and then you get to the credits and you get to play through that. It's so awesome. Go through it, have fun.
So that's Astrobot at a 9.5, and that's Star Wars Outlaws at an 8. Those are your final review scores from the Couch Co-op for those two games that we hope you guys are all enjoying. Now, we'll ask the rest of the crew if they've beaten anything. Dave and Aaron, have you beaten any video games?
I don't know if
No.
it counts, but I did all the challenges for the first quarter of this season on Rocket League.
Of course
Okay,
he did.
So you
Oh,
beat the
man.
challenges.
So he-
Got
The
it.
Yeah,
hardest one was winning 5 games without the other team scoring a goal.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Dave
Yeah,
is just
that one.
hard. Dave just
Always a tough
hardcore, hardcore Rocket Leaguer.
I don't
Yeah,
think
there's
I've
only
beat
one game.
anything else.
I
Are you
feel
gonna,
like
have
he
you
is
spent any
sponsored
money on
by-
that shit yet?
I don't think so, no.
You ever
Like
gonna spend any
again.
money on it?
At this rate, probably not.
I think you need to aim bigger. I think you need to eventually get them to they spend money on you. Be sponsored eventually. That's how much you play.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go to the premium level and get more stuff, but it'd give me twice the number of challenges per per quarter or whatever.
Yeah, and are you always changing the custom look of your car?
Nah.
No, you
Kinda-
always spending time in your garage.
I have a look every once in a while, and I will change it up, but it's like maybe once every couple of months, not like every week.
I think I still have the portal potato on the antenna.
God, I haven't
Yeah,
played that game in a
I've
while.
still got my policeman's hat. So.
Yeah.
Have
Funny.
you sorry. Have you what am I watching? Anyway.
What is going on? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I did that.
What have Rocket League fuck it.
What have you Rocket Leagued this week? Aside from the challenges.
No, what
Just
like
kidding.
what do you get? Do you get anything for being a Rocket League, like finishing all that shit? Are you just, is there trophies still, or like what is, like, why
You
do you
just
keep
get, like,
doing why do you
you
keep
just get
doing the
dropped.
seasons?
You just get drops and like that kind of stuff, and
But there's no trophies or anything?
no,
That's lame.
no. There's just like you get experience, you get drops. To be quite honest, I just enjoy playing 2 or 3 games every day, and when you do that, it kind of, you do get the trophy. You look at the trophies and you're like, okay, most of them are based like get so many XP points or get, score so many goals or make so many saves or whatever. And so just playing it, you kind of get through it.
Are you noticing any kind of dealer player drop off? Like, for a long time it's been so consistent. Is it getting worse and worse?
No,
Or no?
but it still seems to find, match you up pretty quick. And I think the main problem you have is there's still a couple of toxic people on there. And you still get the people that just want to quit after they go 1-0 down, kind of stuff. But
What would it take you to spend money on the game?
I don't know right now, because it's kind of like I've played enough of it where it's.
I guess it has to be like a Triumph, like some kind of Triumph skin. Like, they're not gonna have it, but they gotta, like, there has to be some kind of
Yeah, it
has to be some kind of car skin that only Dave would be
like.
like, oh, it's a Triumph Stag from like Grand Tour or some shit. Like, it has to be like so like English.
I do like the Triumph Stag actually, but
That's what well, I only said that because of the Grand Tour, but like it
Yeah.
has to be so quintessential English, and that like there's no other way to get it.
yeah,
Perhaps
Yeah,
Dave would spend
probably that.
the $5 to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I am that cheap.
It's not cheap. I mean, you got
I
the game
resemble
free.
that comment.
Anyway,
Huh.
well, there you go. Congratulations, Dave, for getting all the challenges done. How about you, Aaron? Have you beaten anything?
No, unfortunately,
No.
I have not.
How's Final Fantasy going?
I'm only on chapter 4. I just barely got to the Under Village area.
Not
Well, you
so
need the
well,
mayor.
because clearly I saw him playing Spider-Man 2 tonight. So
Oh, that was my
Oh.
that was actually my wife's friend's son actually playing that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
My
I
wife's friends, sons, daughters.
guess, his name is he's like 12,
Nephew's
13. He's
brother.
like he wanted to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. My brother would not play those games. He doesn't even play video games at all. But no, I didn't play.
You
It
haven't
was
beaten.
his,
You haven't beaten anything in a long. Not since that Mass Effect.
not just Mass Effect. No.
Cool.
It's been a
Well,
minute.
then let's open the floor up to what you've been playing, and we'll go back to Aaron since we let him talk. What have you been playing? Then,
Well,
if not Spider-Man 2.
Well, actually, I was gonna suggest a Aaron's Mama Man.
Wait.
Do I need to get a timer?
Wait.
can't drop that.
Wait. Aaron's Mobile Minute. You specifically
Special.
asked to not do this ever again.
This is a special occasion.
No,
This is a
no, you're bringing it back. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, Aaron. We
Okay.
we all have segments.
Okay.
This is yours. You don't have to do it every time. You just have to let me know that you have one.
I mean, I
Who
guess I
has?
could.
I don't even have the questions though.
Oh yeah, I don't have questions.
Well, I'll postpone it for a week.
No,
I
no, no.
think-
We'll do it. We'll do it right now.
No, you can't get
I can
all
do this.
excited and
You got us
then-
all excited.
Okay.
Jared will get the
Can't-
clock up.
I'm ready.
I got
can just hit
questions.
play. So tell me when to go.
Yeah, you
got
can't
ready?
fluff us and not
You ready?
finish.
Hold on. Yeah.
He has to bring up his cheat sheet
You got your cheat sheet?
so he
There
can
we
see
go,
the
I got it, I got
developer and all that stuff.
Oh, I
yeah.
already got this. I already got this. developer.
All right.
That's the only thing I needed on it, honestly.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
And go.
Name of the game.
Marvel Strike Force.
Publisher.
Scopely.
What type of game is it?
It's a role-playing game.
How's the on-screen display?
Really pretty, actually. It's very top-down.
How's the music?
Solid. Very true to life.
True to life. How? What do you do in the game?
You basically assemble a team of Marvel superheroes and villains to take down a universal threat as Ultimus. That's the person you're mainly going after.
Is there microtransactions?
Yes.
How do you feel about them?
I don't really need them, so it's fine.
Multiplayer or no?
It's player versus player.
This is my fault because I don't have questions. Who would you recommend play it?
I would say Jared.
That's it. We're all done.
I don't know how many questions that was. Good job.
Several questions. I guess you better get some more questions in line for that, huh?
Why? I'd have to look it up, but he did good for all the questions I got.
Yeah.
He answered them all. Good job, Aaron.
I kind of
Nice.
just dropped it. My bad.
Yeah, whatever.
Listen,
It was unexpected.
listen.
A very welcome surprise.
Back when you decided you didn't want to do it, I decided that everyone needed a segment. So then Jerry got segments. Jerry got 2 segments. Dave got a segment. Nick has a segment. And now Aaron was without a segment. But now that Aaron's back, Aaron's got his old segment back. So we all have segments. Woo!
All right, there we go. I have to do research again. Yes, I will do it.
You don't have to do it. I mean, you just have to let me know you did it. So
Yeah,
put it
I
in the
just
show.
kind. Well, that's funny. So I was kind of excited to talk about this game because it's the only one I've really been playing lately. I mean, I play other things.
Well, tell us
What's it
about
called
it.
again?
Just tell us about it. Talk about it.
Well, so it's basically just like it's like one of the better RPG games on your mobile phone. It's like basically who do you want on a superhero team? You can have Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man if you can unlock them. It's one of the first characters, but other players, and then you can have villains on the team like the Lizard or Doctor Octopus or Shocker or whoever you want, like any villain, like Crossbones or Mysterio or whatever. You can kind of just assemble your own little mishmash of teams, and they have their own special strengths and weaknesses. And you take down this universal threat that is Ultimus. Like, I guess he's kind of like a Kang type person, but it's more multiversal versus being able to go backwards in time.
How much time have you put in this game so far?
God, I want to say at least about 45 minutes. It's a time sink.
At least 45 minutes. A
45
time
minutes
sink.
an hour.
For a mobile game, that's
For a mobile
lot.
game, that's forever. Yeah. Well, when you think about
because you do
well,
5-minute sessions, so he's done 9.
All right.
Well, think about
Sessions.
All right.
You need to start
I
taking
don't
longer
I
shit.
don't know. I need to hear I put 20 hours into it.
Well, to be fair, I just barely started maybe 3 days ago, so about an hour worth of time. Especially like this
Okay.
or like this,
Okay.
but a little
Aaron,
bit more. This game's
get a
actually kind of
backbone, like the controller,
fun. I thought about doing that.
and then you can just play nothing but Dead Cells on your cell phone.
You can find
That's
them on
what I do.
Craigslist used. My understanding. Anyway.
But no, it's hard. I also want to get more dust off that play at PS5. I just need to start really getting back into Final Fantasy.
Sounds like your friend, his son's dusting it off for you.
Well, he was only here for a hot minute. It's your favorite bridesmaid's son, actually, Lauren. I don't know if you remember her or not, but she's your favorite. And it was just fun.
Was she single at the time though?
She was. Now she has a girlfriend. So and she's really nice. But anyway, it was just. But it was for they came over for a dinner, and it was to celebrate the beginning of fall. And he wanted to play video games. I'm like, well, got Spider-Man too, and he's like, okay. And
Do
he's sunk in that.
the women celebrate fall naked in your household?
No.
Like witches and stuff? They like dance
No.
around. Oh, okay. Titties out? No? Okay.
No. Just a dinner type thing.
Just
It's just dinner.
Alright, what'd you guys have for dinner?
We had steak, some steak, some butternut squash, which I put hot sauce in. It made it amazing. Some bread, some coffee cake, some.
See? That's great.
Yeah, you got a full tummy.
How about you, Dave? Did you play anything? Have you played anything else aside from Rocket League?
No, I haven't actually.
No.
Why
is Dave on this show still? Because we love him.
Yeah, I know.
Because he plays demos.
He does play the demos, so like we can't.
true, he
You're
does.
right. He does.
I'm just waiting for another one like the Destroy All Humans, like where I actually like it enough to go out and buy the game.
Right. I was really jonesing. Like I was like, man, I wish we all get together and play some more Helldivers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Helldivers too.
Oh well.
Yeah.
How about you, Jared? What else have you been playing?
Geez. Well, on my PlayStation yesterday, a little bit throughout the weeks, I've been slowly going through Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh, okay.
I still haven't finished that game, but I'll give it like an hour or two here and there. But that's about it on my PS5. On my PC, it's funny, I slightly upgraded it recently, and I just put it in a new frame this week. But I downloaded a bunch of like old games. So I've played a couple hours of Half-Life because I've never beat the first Half-Life. I never beat the first Quake, so I played a couple hours of that today. Doom 3, I downloaded that. I'm working through that.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
we know Aaron's history with Doom 3. He's a big fan of it.
Yeah, big fan.
So
Yeah,
big,
so-
I stopped playing and don't look back.
Nothing like super modern or anything like that, other than Astro's Playroom. Which I mean, even though I have my platinum, I still play that. I help the girls out. I've been having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, I mean, there's of course always lots and lots of games I want to get to, but finding time for one game is hard. I sometimes am just not in the mood for one type of game, so I usually have at least 3 or 4 going.
Cool. Well, I like to say I've been playing. I would like to say that I've been playing so many games, but really, I've only been playing Star Wars Outlaws. I actually thought about booting up Destiny today, but fuck that. I went back to Star Wars and played that. So
Just couldn't do it.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I want to get back into Destiny. I mean, I haven't touched this new season at all. Except for the part that Jared and I played. But there's just so many games coming out. Like, I really want to play Space Marines 2 so bad. I hear that's fucking awesome. And,
Yeah, it does look really good.
So I'm probably going to pick that up.
Yeah, that looks pretty awesome.
I'm probably going to pick that up next paycheck. Yeah, so I haven't really played anything else. So that's all I got. So we'll move on then. Just some couch co-optionals. What do you guys got for the good of the order? Things that are not video game related, but could be possibly anything else. Jared?
I guess really the only thing I've done recently is kind of like rebuilt my computer. Do something like that. If you have a PC with an ugly case or it just doesn't work right, don't be afraid. It's kind of fun. I enjoyed rebuilding my computer, hiding all the wires, making it look nice inside, and it was fun.
Cool. All right.
That's fun.
How about you, Dave? What do you got for us?
I finally watched the last episode of the Grand Tour, and if you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
The
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
last episode.
Yeah, it was actually really well done. I quite enjoyed what they did with it, and it wasn't like super cheesy as it could have been, or it was quite poignant, but the cars they had were pretty sweet too.
Yeah, the
As well
Lancia
as
was
Prime
dope.
Stag.
The
Yeah, that
Stag was fine, but I love how they used it to tie in to the original episode. For those of you who
Yeah.
don't know, they did. This is kind of an anniversary of, like, this episode kind of ties into the first episode or the first special, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I did that. Like that Lancia it's kind of like a nicer looking DeLorean.
Yeah, it has a very DeLorean look.
I think it's older than the DeLorean, so that's probably the DeLorean was probably cribbed from that. But it's very cool looking. Car.
Well, it's like that Hyundai car that looks like a DeLorean, but like the same designer of the DeLorean, he designed that that Hyundai car way back in the day, and that's like 1970 something. So it's also before the DeLorean.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's anyway. But yeah, no, I One for the Road Grand Tour. It's like a 2-hour, 10-minute episode special movie. I got a little whimsical, a little sad,
yeah. It was kind of interesting as well, just because like the passing of time they were marking, and so they did show some stuff of when they were all like young, or not young, but like.
Oh, the ending, yeah, the way they kind of flashbacked between the first time so I don't want to spoil it too much, but they kind of flash back between two specials at the end. It's very interesting. Yeah, super cool, super fun.
Yeah. So if you're remotely interested, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah, I really want to.
All right, Aaron, what do you got?
Speaking of things we should all watch at some point, it's one of Ian's favorites, and I heard about it from him. I said I'd give it a try, and I don't want to stop watching it. The Bear on
Hulu.
Hulu, yes. If you have Disney Plus, and a Hulu subscription, you too can watch it on Disney Plus. And or if you just have cable, just look it up on demand. And oh my god,
It's so good.
It is great. It's fantastic. It has some nice little punches of humor in there. Halfway, the parts are like so tense. All of a sudden, you hear a "fuck you, chef," like "fuck you too." It's like, all right, this is good. All right. And then, of course, there's some parts like, wait, what just happened here? I'm very lost. And then it loops it all together. Like, okay. But it's good though. I recommend it to anybody who wants to watch a comedy drama about a chef in Chicago trying to keep his business afloat. It's good though.
Cool. All right, The Bear. That's on Hulu. Great show. I've recommended it in the past. It's for me. It's the show that's like maybe competing against Sopranos, like to be my all-time favorite show. So if you know me, Sopranos is like one of my all-time favorite shows. So
wow, that's high praise indeed.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
All right, so my recommendation is going to be one that I could never have given like 20, 30 some years. What is it? 25 years at this point. I think 25 years at this point, because it was the 25th anniversary of the Fragile 9 Inch Nails epic album. We weren't doing the show back then, so because it's Saturday was the 25th anniversary of that album. I am going to I spent all day yesterday listening to the Fragile. Yeah, that's my recommendation. 9 Inch Nails, The Fragile. It's a double album. I told this cool story where I woke up 25 years ago that day and walked down to Borders Books and Music.
Borders.
I bought, early in the morning, I bought the CD
I did at Tower Records.
Bought the CD, put it in my Discman, and spent the whole day at school listening to it. And then after school got out, Jason McIntosh, who was a friend of mine at school, the guys know to some degree, varying degrees. Anyway, he and I went and got some dinner, and then we probably got drunk. But then we were kicking it around downtown, and then we also went to Tower Records, and I bought the vinyl version. Mind you, I didn't have a record player at that time, or at least not in Seattle. I had one at home in Oregon City, but in Seattle I did not have a record player. So I bought a copy of it on vinyl, and that's the first time and the only time I've ever bought a record twice in one day. And
Wow.
yeah, I bought the CD in the morning and the record at
That's
night.
pretty amazing, actually.
And, two places also that don't exist anymore: Borders Books and Tower Records. It's like 25 years.
Yeah.
Things have changed, but CDs not so. CDs have kind of disappeared, but records are more prominent. It's anyway, it's kind of a wild thing. But anyway, that's my Couch Coffee. 9 Inch Nails, The Fragile, great fucking album. Check it out. All right.
Agree.
Jared, give us some trivia.
So, when do you think, or at least who do you think manufactured the first F1 racing game?
Super Nintendo?
Like developed, published? What are we talking about here?
Oh,
Well,
3D
it
or
may have been
regular?
before,
was it
the
Konami?
video game console era.
Was it Konami?
Not Jeff.
Well, you're
Cameron's.
talking about way back?
Well, yeah, way back machine. Like the first F1 game.
Oh, the
I
first
can't say
ever?
video game, but
Oh,
F1
it might be
game.
might have been not a video game.
Hasbro.
I'll go Milton Bradley.
I'm gonna post a
Mattel?
video in the chat. No, it was actually the
Parker
machine was made by Namco and it was sold by Atari in America in 1976. This thing, you gotta watch that video. It's super interesting because it
It's
was
one of those old
before.
mechanical ones.
Yeah, it was before video games like were out there, arcade machines. So, like, it had a sit-down chair, it had a gas pedal and a steering wheel, but the inside of this machine, it actually had a 60-inch screen. And in the
What?
back, inside, there was a 20-inch rotating disc that there was a light projecting onto the screen, simulating you going around the circle track. And if you get in a car crash, if you go off the rails or whatever, because it was like magnetized, there was another flash that would go off that looks like an exploding car. And this video that I posted for you guys looks super cool.
That just reminds me of Batman Returns, where the Penguin's like in that giant like machine that goes like controlling the Batmobile in it. That's just you just perfectly described.
Yeah,
For
but it looks. I've never seen anything like that. It's really cool. It's like what you're steering is like a little race car on a stick, pretty much.
Right.
And if you look at the background, you're racing against one car. It looks super weird and interesting. So I'd recommend looking up the F1 racing
Namco F1,
machine by
yeah.
Namco.
So that's the trivia.
Well,
Look
I
it
mean,
up.
I guess I could. Well, you've been talking about F1 so much lately, but when do you think it was first officially licensed? Aaron may have been onto something.
F1?
Yeah.
It must have been the 80s, like 82, 83 is my guess.
No, it was 1991. It was the
Oh,
video game company was called Video Systems, and they made an arcade machine, F1 Grand Prix, which was ported to the Super Nintendo.
oh, Super Nintendo. Oh,
Yeah, so officially licensed.
Cool.
Yeah, I got a kick out of that. Like, I'd never seen a machine like that, so that was kind of fun to research.
I was gonna say it didn't ring a bell.
I mean,
Well,
I've only been a F1 fan recently. I mean, that should all fall on Dave's shoulders. I mean, he's been probably watching. He's been watching F1 since he came out of the womb, probably. So
That's not about that long.
Well, it's
True.
crazy because I was looking at this website and it was talking about rarities of machine. They rate them on a scale of 1 to 100, and 100 being like easy to find. This is at a 2.
Oh dang.
Oh
It's
wow.
so rare.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Aye.
So seeing this video is like something really cool and special. I think it's such a interesting technology for its time.
Hmm.
Cool.
I've
Alright.
never heard of it till now. So
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. That's
I
cool.
thought so.
F1. F1. I love how Jared kind of like pays attention to the thing. Is like, I'm going to deep dive this.
It's just gotta be part of the conversation.
It's totally part of the conversation. I just wish I had history in the conversation.
Well, now you do.
Now I
Right.
do. Right? Anyway, super cool.
there you go.
All right, everybody. Dude, awesome episode. We knocked it out. You guys have anything else you guys want to add or talk about video games, or before you got a week ahead of us? Was there any
Tokyo
news?
Game Show is this week.
Tokyo. I mean, fucking.
Death Stranding 2 is gonna have a big old panel, Mr. Kojima.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Portland-
excited.
We're gonna
Portland
get
Retro Game
information.
Expo happens next weekend. We're not going to.
They've got a big panel, haven't they? Mortal Kombat actors.
We're not going to be showing. Yeah, man, they're going to have every actor at that fucking show. Anyway, yeah. So cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll get out of here. I want to thank you everyone for watching, listening on the iTunes or the Spotify or the Audible, or watching us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Spotify. We're the Couch Co-op Podcast, and you can find us. We've been doing this for a very long time, and we're just old men talking about video games. And how much longer we're going to do this, I have no idea. Until one of us dies, and then we're like too sad to go on. Anyway, I want to thank Jared, Dave, and Aaron for joining me here on the couch. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Excellent.
Wild Stallions.
Yeah, Wild Stallions, baby. Wild Stallions. Diddle-diddle-doo.
Aaron's got this.
I have my moments.